Decision making, and hopefully a lot of the young guys will make the right decision and take example from people like myself and even Lee Haney and so on, that they can look at you and be like, wow, I've known you for so long and you still look great and you're healthy. So it's a healthy sport. Keep remembering that.
Hi, this is Peter McGough of Muscular Development. I'm here with the great Darrem Charles, great bodybuilder, winner of 8 pro contests, been a fixture on the circuit for quite some time, but we haven't seen you since the Arnold Masters in 2013. So what have you been up to?
I've been doing the usual, just taking care of business, training a lot of competitors now myself. I've always had my training business, just training the average housewives and business people. But now I've branched off into helping a lot more competitors achieve their goals. So it's been a blessing and also a pleasure. I've been lucky enough to do as well as I have, and it's nice now that I can give back and have other people achieve their goals, and it's just nice to see them do that.
I mean, we did an article a few years ago, and I was immensely impressed by your business sense. A lot of bodybuilders say I'm doing personal training, but yours is a real business. And you're very financially minded, you count every penny, you're secure for life, you weren't going to fritter your money away. I remember one thing you told me, you said one day one of the other competitors called you and you were mowing the lawn. He says, what are you doing mowing the lawn? You pay people to do that. You said, no, that's the kind of business savvy I have. So tell me about that mindset, because right from when you came to America, you were going to make it big and make life secure for you and your family.
Well, yes, here's a land of opportunity. And even when I was back home, as you might know, I turned pro at a young age, 22. But even being starting bodybuilding age 16, from the time I rolled into 18 years old, I've already started to obtain some sort of success in the sport. And I realized that I wanted to make this a business, not just competing for applause. I wanted to be able to live and, as you said, be financially sound and secure for my family and myself. And from then on, I started to do whatever I had to do, and whatever money I made, I turned it around into other investments and did certain things. I had my home at a young age. I had my son at a young age. I started just everything very young. And, going back to what you the joke about mowing the lawn, my philosophy is if you can do something yourself and save, why pay someone else to do it? I was never brought up to be lazy. Thank God for my parents. I didn't like it at the time when I was 6, 7 years old, and they would wake me up 5, 6 in the morning, and I had to go clean the yard and do this and do that. But that set the foundation for me for who I am today, being that I don't sit still. I always have to keep going and do something productive with myself every single day, and that's what I do.
I think you turned pro at the Chicago Pro, and then you were in the Night of the Champions in New York, and you didn't finish in the first 10, which was another bad result, and I wrote about it, and I marveled at your bicep, triceps, brachii complex, the detail that was in there, and you're still one of the few guys I've ever seen who can do a bicep beat with a straight arm. It's just remarkable. How did you persevere in those early days? Because you weren't getting the results you should have done.
Well, that year, I just turned pro, and I just wanted to come out and show my face, actually, and just let the world know that my name is Darrem Charles, and I'm capable of doing this sport, and I just wanted people to see my conditioning, the lines of my body, and also my posing ability. And I know once I do that, I can go back to the drawing board, take some time, make the improvement, and come back and then get the reward that I need. And I had just intended to do the Chicago Pro at that time. And Wayne DeMilia, who was the president at that time, he saw me at that show. By the way, thanks for saying that you thought I should have finished top 10, because I finished 12 And I was very happy because my goal was just to come in the top 15, because the top 15 was prestigious. To be in the top 15, it was accountable. You get a chance to pose at night. Out of the top 15, don't get a chance to pose. And here it is, my first pro show coming from the islands, and there were more than 30-some competitors, and I just wanted to finish. If I just beat one guy, it's great enough. But I just wanted to finish top 15, and I did that, finishing 12th. So I was very happy, actually. And Wayne D'Amelio at the time, he saw me and he said, spoke to me like, who are you, whatever. I said, well, I'm such and such. And he was very impressed as well. And he said, what are you doing next? I said, that's it for me, because that was it for my money right there. Coming from the islands, it's a lot to come here and compete. But he said, I have the Night Champions the following week. You should do it. And I said, well, I didn't plan on doing it. I can't afford to do it. And he said, don't worry, everything's taken care of. And I was just stunned, because I'm just a normal guy now coming in. And here it is, the president of the pro division, and a massive show like the Night of Champions. If you remember, outside of the Olympia, the Night of Champions was the biggest and most prestigious show that one wants to go to. And Gary Stridham and all these people came out from there. And Leela Browder and all these other big names. And I just was blown away that he wanted me to compete in the show and was going to cover my expenses to do so. And that's what I did. I went in there and I changed my attitude at the same time right away. I said, I know it's some big show, but I'm going to keep my positive head that I could crack the top 15, and I finished 11th. So that was the history of the starting of my pro career. I was very happy with that.
You touched on posing there. Now let's be honest, and that's not just because you're sitting next to me. We've had some great posers in this game, Melvin Anthony, Vince Taylor, but the difference with you is they tended to sort of have a signature posing routine. You changed it almost every time out and came up with something new. It was almost balletic. Yours was a performance that could have been in any stadium in Las Vegas. So tell me where that comes from and why you decided to sort of make that such a main element in your career.
Again, thanks for saying those things. For me, even starting in the sport, I always saw the sport as being more than just big guys walking on stage and just hitting poses. I think there's something aesthetic, grateful, and beautiful about bodybuilding. And in order to also draw the general public to appreciate it more, I think the athletes could have done more with coming on stage and really putting on a show. And yes, I was involved, age 12, 13, 14, and dancing, mostly break dancing and so on. And just being a leader of my group, I always choreographed routines and everything. So when I got into the sport, I said, you know what, I could put these two together. I can, choreograph things and make it work. And I'm really happy that someone like you recognized what I did, because, Melvin and myself is great friends. I'm friends with Vince Taylor. I'm friends with all these guys who are great posers as well. And, we've gone back and forth where they won awards in front of me, I've won awards in front of them. But I always thought that as well, that, they were, I don't want to say one-dimensional, but they did a lot of the same things. And if anyone can go back and recall, I did stuff to pop music, to rock music, to heavy metal music, to opera, Andrea Bocelli. I did stuff to, I did all sorts of ballads. I did everything. And, there had times when people were criticizing, saying, hey, he's doing the breakdance all the time, whatever. And that was my signature thing. People wanted to see it. But even times I changed it up where I did routines where I did no dancing at all. And then those people they critiqued me and said, well, he didn't dance. But yes, I did do a lot of different things with my posing ability. And even right now, just like maybe 3 months ago, I did a guest appearance where I did a posing routine to Prince Purple Rain, and that was something else. So I'm still doing those things.
So it's not even marked these days, the posing round. I mean, that's such a shame. And you talk about, when are we going to see it again? Are we going to see you back on stage with another Dynamite routine?
Well, once I'm back on stage, it's going to be a dynamic routine. I'll tell you that. I have a lot of things up in here, a lot of music that I've been, kind of holding on to and would love to work with in the future. My time is not over. As God gives me strength, I do what I do. I am busy with my business right now, but at the same time, where competing is concerned, if the right show pops up, say next year, right master show, it's difficult. The guys that face it, the guys have always been good, but nowadays it's a whole another generation, and I can go in there and I can do well, I can hold my own, but I'm a champion. I want to go in there and win. So with all due respect to those guys, I wouldn't go and try to force myself into just open shows. But if the right master show pops up next year, which I think there should be a how you call it? There should be a political match for people to have master show. Because I'll tell you why. Because even look at the open shows. More than 95% of the guys are in their late 30s and early 40s. The really good guys. It's only maybe 2 or 3 guys who are doing really well in the opens are younger guys. And as you know, in this sport, your body really matures as you get older. And also to keep the sport going and keep the older guys doing what they do. And even to show the younger guys, like, listen, do this the right way so you have longevity in the sport. You don't hurt yourself and you compete for 2 years and you're 28 and you're done. And it should have more master show next year. Hopefully some promoters going to pick it up. And once that happens, I'll be back on stage.
So you talked about different generations. We talked earlier about guys you competed against, some sobering thoughts of, you're here, successful career as a bodybuilder, successful career in this stage of, outside of the stage. Other guys didn't make it.
Yeah, it's sad. We're all grown adults. Nobody's twisting our arms to do what we have to do, and people making certain decisions for themselves. Live fast, die young kind of thing. And it's hard, it's a difficult subject because what are you going to do? If one chooses to, I want to be 290 pounds, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. But in 5 years' time, I might not be around. What can you say? All I knew for myself is that even back in 95, 98, that I wanted to, in years to come, be able to see my son graduate from school and see him get married and maybe have grandkids and live a prosperous life. Even like right now, I'm 46, and I've been a pro since 92, and I've seen many come and go, and not just come and go, that's dead, and it's sad, and I've been on tours with all these guys. I've sit and spoke to them just like we have, and I knew what they were doing, and they knew what they were doing, and it's just sad that that's the decision that they made. But for me, my son's 24 now. He's a pilot, and he's doing great, and I'm still around to enjoy the benefits from the sport and be around the same people. So it's just a decision making, and hopefully a lot of the young guys will make the right decision and take example from people like myself and even Lee Haney and so on, that they can look at you and be like, wow, I've known you for so long and you still look great and you're healthy. So it's a healthy sport. Keep remembering that. Everybody just want to be massive and want to win these trophies and these titles, but it's all about being healthy.
Darren, you've been a credit to the sport, way back, 22-year pro career. Now you look back, just sum up for us as we're coming to the end, what your bodybuilding lifestyle means to you, what bodybuilding did for you, what you feel about bodybuilding.
Well, bodybuilding opened doors tremendously. I'm coming again from the islands, not really seeing much of the world, and when I started competing, I started first of all traveling within the Caribbean. Then it branched out to the U.S. and it branched out to the rest of the world. I've been, far Asia, Malaysia, and Singapore, and so on. I've been, all the way in Europe. I've been in Hungary and Holland and Poland and all these places, and Rome and Paris. And it just took me so many places. I met so many really cool people, and it helped me just understand that life is not just in a bowl where you at, you know, because in Trinidad I was a big fish in a little pond. And I had to make a decision, do I want to come here and be a little fish in a big pond, you know? But I made that decision because I felt like I wanted at the end of this whole career to look back, as you're saying now, and know that, hey, you know what, in my heart, I give it all. Because I always wondered in Trinidad when I was trying to make that decision, should I, at the end, wonder if I don't go, would I have gotten to be on the face of magazine covers? Would I have gotten to be in big contracts with some of the biggest companies, step on the biggest stage, win pro shows, be in the Miss Olympia? And when the answer was for me that I would always regret it, because I always wondered if I could have done it, and I made that decision to go ahead and do it. I know, as you said, I can look back, and I'm very happy with the decision that I made. And just to even be here talking with you, we go back a long way. And you know, bodybuilding is a great sport. You know, just people need to take it in the right context and do the right thing with it. But it's growing leap and bounds now with the figure and men's physique and women bikini. It's opening up more doors to the general public. And that's what I always wanted for the sport, for people to understand that, you know, we have a voice, we can speak well, you know, we're smart, intelligent people. We have a body that we can build that people can marvel at. And, you know, I'm just glad to still be here to sort of be an ambassador, if you say.
Well, Darrem, thanks for your time. Thanks for your friendship all these years. And we need you back on stage because we want some entertainment. Thank you very much.